She gave her last money to a stranger and forgot about it forever. But life has a funny way of remembering. Every day, an old woman stood by the bustling market, her weathered hands holding a small bouquet of flowers. Her smile was as bright as the petals she sold, even on days when not a single person stopped to buy one. Those were the hard days, days that turned into nights with no food on her table. Yet, her spirit never wavered. On her long walk home, she'd often see homeless people huddled in the alleys, and without a second thought, she would share the little bread she had, even when it meant she'd have less for herself. Her heart was always fuller than her stomach. One chilly evening, as the city lights began to twinkle, she heard a cry for help. A young man stood in distress, his face buried in his hands. His bag, with his wallet and keys, had just been stolen. People rushed past, their faces turned away, lost in their own worlds. They heard his pleas, but no one stopped. The old woman watched for a moment, her heart aching for him. She walked over, her steps slow but sure. She reached into her pocket and pulled out a few crumpled bills. It was the last of her money, meant for her own dinner. She gently placed it in his hand. "This is for a cab ride home," she said softly. He looked up, tears in his eyes, speechless. She simply smiled and walked away into the night, never expecting to see him again. Months rolled by. Life continued its tough rhythm. The flowers bloomed and wilted. Some sold, many not. She had long forgotten the man and her small act of kindness. One crisp morning, she arrived at her usual spot by the market, ready for another day of selling. But she stopped dead in her tracks. Where her small, makeshift stand used to be, there now stood a brand new, beautiful flower shop. The windows were sparkling, filled with the most vibrant bouquets she had ever seen. Customers were already lining up, laughing and buying flowers. A single tear rolled down her cheek as she whispered to herself, "It's over. No one will ever buy from my little bucket again." Just as she turned to leave, her heart heavy with defeat, a gentle voice called out, "Ma'am, please, come inside." She looked up and saw him. It was the young man from that cold night months ago. He was standing at the door of the shop, smiling warmly as she stepped inside. The crowd of customers suddenly burst into applause. The man walked toward her, his eyes filled with gratitude. He took her hand and said, "I never forgot you. I used my business skills to build this, but it was your kindness that laid the foundation. This is your flower shop." The old woman stood there, surrounded by the scent of 1,000 flowers. Her kindness returned in a way she could never have imagined. Her small act of generosity had built what money never could. Remember, when you give without expecting anything in return, life has a way of surprising you with its own rewards. If this story touched your heart, please drop a heart emoji in the comments. Let's spread kindness together. Thanks for watching.